In this video, we are going to check in a given string if all A's appear before all B's. Hello, I am Jagan. I am posting this video to share my knowledge in Python language with you. If this assists you in your interview preparation anyways, I will be happy. Now, we are given a string consisting of only the characters A's and B's. We have to write a function to return true if every A appears before every B in the string. Otherwise, the function has to return false. So the ideal scenario will be like S equal to aaaaa bbb. If you see this, all the A's appear before the B comes, right? So this is true. When you see the edge cases, for example, if there is only B, right? So here there is no A after B. So this is going to be true. And there is a scenario if there is only A's, right? There is no B before A. So this is true. So what is going to be false? It is like A, B, A, B, A, right? In this scenario, the B comes before A, right? So this scenario is going to be false. So we have to write a function to track this. This is one of the very simple program to write. But the intention of this exercise is to understand the question and come up with a simple solution. You should not make the solution complex. The second one is you have to think of the edge cases before you write a code. And then you have to think about the time complexity when you are putting a solution in front of the interviewer. Okay, fine. With this ideal scenario, let's create a function grow with data, the input string. So what are all the edge cases we talked about? First one is if it's BAA, right? If B comes before A. So if S of 0, the first letter equal to B and A in the string, okay, then you just return false. If not, the next one is if A in S and not B in S. This scenario is it's only the A's, right? Then you return true. So it's only A. The next scenario you can say is it's only B's. If that is the case, if you say S of 0 equal to B and not A in S, if that is the scenario, return true. So you will cover up almost all the edge cases. So the strings which pass this edge case should be processed in a loop. Let's see how to do that. So first you just take the first letter, which we assume is not going to be B, it's going to be A, because if first letter is going to be B, then that will be captured here. So the C is going to be A. Okay. Now we are going to loop in the string index val in enumerate. Now what we are going to check is if C equal to val, means when you loop in the string, if the value is going to be C, then there is no issue, right? You just continue. If not, what happens is we check if, you just say else if, right? Else if C in from that index to the next position, if there is A, then return false. If everything is good, then we just return true. Here what happens is we address all the edge cases and then we get the first letter, which I assume is going to be A, and then we are looping in the function. So every time it just takes the first letter. If it's A, you continue. If it's not A, if it's going to B, then you see after that position if there is any A. If there is any A, then you return false. If everything is good, you return true. Let's see if this works without any syntax error. Good. So our practice scenario, we can have multiple test cases and we can check if it's going to work. Good. So everything is working. But the problem with this one is we are looping the whole string here, and then the worst case scenario we loop the same string one more time. So the time complexity is going to be O of n square. So this might not be the optimal solution. Let's see if you can try something with O of n. We take the edge cases here and then we just try the same looping function, but we do only once. How that happens? Position of A, we just say by default value. Position of B, we just have a default value as -1. Now we are going to loop in the function for index val in enumerate of yes. You loop in if the value equal to A, right? When you loop in the function, when your value is A, then we get that index position to the position A. If not, what we are doing is if the first B which comes, position B equal to -1. If this is the first B which comes, then we say position B equal to index. Okay. So we track the first index position of B. Now we can check all the scenarios. First scenario is position of A equal to -1 and position of B is greater than 0. This scenario comes when there is only B's, right? So this edge case will be addressed here. So we don't need this scenario. We can just take this off. Or position of B equal to -1. That means there is no A in the string, it's only B. So it's only B, then there is, oh, what we deleted, only B. Okay. So the first scenario, position of A equal to -1, position of B equal to 0, that means there is no A, it's only B. Okay. Or we just said position of B equal to -1, means there is no B, so there is no B, that means only A, this scenario. So the first position will take off only B's, the second position will take off only A's, right? Or position of A is less than position of B. Right? So that means we find the first index position of B. If that one is greater than the last position of A, right? If all this happens, we don't need this edge case. So this loop will address all the edge cases and the valid string. So when you call the function, it should return true, right? So in this scenario, we are looping in the string only once. We can try all the test cases, all good. So here we are looping in the string only once and we are tracking the maximum, the last position of A here and the first position of B here, and we check all the conditions and we make sure the string is valid. So this is a better solution because all the edge cases and the time complexity is O of n. So this is good. Is there a one-liner we can simply address this rather than putting all these scenarios? Yes. So that is a very simple solution we are going to put in. Let's get this part. So what are we trying to achieve here? We are just going to check ITU or return there is any string which has BA, right? BA in, yes. If there is any string with B and A, then it's a false, right? So if there is no string piece which is B and A, that means it's a valid string, right? So we don't have to loop in, we don't have to assign the variables, we just simply look for the string. It says, hey, in that string, is there anywhere we can see B and A? Here we don't see B and A, right? It's all A and B. Here we see B and A, then it's false. Here we can't see it, here we can't see it, here we can see, it's false, right? So there might be a simple algorithm that we have to check, and then we can address the question rather than you think about a simple for loop or a variable, anything like that, right? So as I always say, first you observe the question and then you try for a solution where the time complexity is reasonable, and there will be a very simple solution if you don't overdo your thought. Okay, just practice this and hope this is going to be helpful for you. Thank you.